What's up, everybody? You get another rural Vermonter video. Yeehaw! And actually, I am back in Vermont right now, if you can't tell by the beautiful foliage. So I'm just gonna do a couple of jobs here while I'm in town. The first job I'm doing is on Jeb's, one of Jeb's cars. It's a Lexus. I'm driving it home right now. If you cannot hear, listen. It's making a very weird noise from the back left wheel. I'm driving it home very slow with the four-ways on. We're gonna see where that's coming from. I already have a pretty good idea because I've done work on this car before. This is the first job. The second job we're gonna do is the rotors and pads on the Audi, because it's shaking bad. You hit the brakes above 60 miles an hour and she just judders like crazy. It definitely needs it. But yeah, this car definitely not doing well, and if it's in reverse it actually binds up. It goes like car. So we need to take care of this Lexus first. So I'm pretty sure it's coming from the back left. We'll jack her up first and see if I can see anything under there. So I can definitely tell the noise is coming from something behind this rotor here. You hear that clicking? Now that that's off, we can see what's causing it. It's the parking brake assembly. So it looks like something broke in here. Yep, right there. I think our best course of action right now, just to do the quick fix so it gets back on the road, is to probably just remove the parking brake or something. I don't think this parking brake has ever worked since they owned the car. So we're gonna remove it for now. It will not be hard to put back on when needed, when they decide to. But just for now, we'll grab it off of here. So I got the assembly off here. It's pretty beat up. These are the shoes to the brake, and then the cable is 100% seized, so they're gonna need new cable, new parking brake cable for at least this one here, which it's just corroded. This shoe's the same story. So I'm gonna recommend them an entirely new parking brake assembly. For now though, the sound is silent. It's just basically what happened is everything just wore out, got loose, and was kind of rubbing around. With that, let's see if we can get this assembled back together and return it so they have a working vehicle again. She's back together. Let's go drive it back, see if it's all good. Yep, no more noise at all. Go ahead and drop this off. Go pick up the rotors for the Audi and do those rotors. Okay, so now we're gonna try to do the Audi's brakes. Like I said, I'm keeping this car. Actually, my sister's driving it right now. As you might be able to tell by the mess. No, I'm just kidding. So German cars are always a little bit wonky, but brakes are generally the same thing. This one just has like a little clip that's awkward. At least most Audis do, but it's not too hard. look at this caliper, this is pretty much the only real difference in this versus most other calipers is this bracket here. That one actually came off with no trouble. We're just gonna bungee this up because there's an ABS wire. So let's see if we can free this with using a wrench as a breaker bar. That was almost impossible to get off. I had to use 3 breaker bars. But I believe it's now finally free, unless I broke my ratchet. Nope, it should be free. And yes, I moved the jack stand, but I put the tire underneath the ball joint, so we're still all right. Oh, geez. It's actually still stuck on there a little bit. Never mind, apparently it's still stuck. Let me find something else. It's time to take drastic measures. I made this breaker bar, steel inside, copper around, and then I cut it. Then I lifted the car as high as the jack will go so I get as much leverage as possible. This thing is on there tight. Let's see if this can do it. So that breaker bar didn't work. I'm trying my impact wrench, but my impact wrench is not that strong. I don't think this is gonna work. It's worth a shot though, you know? Well, it's not quite working. This says it's up to 300 foot-pounds, and this should only be at 150 foot-pounds. So I think the main problem is more the compressor size. It keeps running out of air. I have this bigger compressor here. It's a little broken. People say run them till the wheels fall off. Well, this one we ran till the wheels fell off, but then we just put more wheels on. New wheels. But this is a little broken. This piece in here broke off. So today's as good a day as any to fix it. What I'll try to do is I think this is steel, so I'll put this bolt in here, weld it to it, and then try to extract it using that. So let's see if that works. I guess I should not have used the cheapest possible Chinese bolt, because that broke without any effort. Okay, basically I just drilled everything out and then I hammered this in, and now I'm gonna weld around it to see if it will be airtight. So, as you can see, I welded around it. I'm thinking it looks pretty airtight. I mean, it's obviously gonna leak a little bit. But let's put the top bit on, and then if we need, we can add steel epoxy and whatnot. Let's see if we can get everything else hooked up now. Okay, let's test for leaks, see if we've got a bunch of them. So I held some pressure, you can see. Definitely has some, but there are some leaks. Might epoxy around it or something. Hooked up a different gauge, and it's working. Yeah, buddy. So there's the air compressor running in the background. We'll see if it still stops automatically, but looks like it's working for now. Hopefully it will do a good job. It didn't move it, so I'm gonna try to torch it first for a minute, and then we'll do it again. This bolt is whooping us though. So as you can tell, it's a little bit dark out, and that's because I actually ended up buying this for like 200 bucks. It says it has 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, while my other one only had 650. So let's see if this one can get it out, while the other one couldn't. Attempt 1 is a failure. I feel like it is stronger, but it's still not strong enough. We'll try some more though. Okay, so the compressor is turned up. I'm gonna try again. So somehow both bolts got out. You can see they're totally jam-packed full of salt, so I think that's what got them stuck in there, because the threads are like flush, or the salt is like flush with the threads now. So I think I'm gonna soak these in vinegar before we put them back in, but happy I got it out. Basically, it just took cranking the pressure all the way to 125 on the DeWalt, and they came out. So I guess I'll do the rotors and pads now. So just put those inside in the sink full of vinegar, because Beetle actually got stung by sprayed by a skunk yesterday, so we were soaking her collar in vinegar. So now we can also soak those bolts in vinegar. Anyway, there's a torque screw on the rotor to pull out, and we gotta compress the piston, and you know the drill. And we got Beetle on supervisor duty today. She makes sure I'm in line, make sure I'm staying in my place. Isn't that right, dog? Yeah. Ooh, you got a tick on you. You got a tick. And make sure you check your dogs for ticks, because look what I just pulled off of this thing. Deer tick. Anyway, let me get to it. So there's the old rotor. It's not in terrible shape, but it is warped because it jitters a bunch, and there is a significant-ish lip on it that you can see here. So it is time to replace. Take the new one out of the box and clean her off. So now we're gonna compress the piston. I also have to buy a new clamp because I broke my old one since I put a breaker bar on it, as I do most things. So these Audis come with a little sensor that tells you how much brake is left in your brake pad. We're not going to worry about that just because it's already broken. So to remove the other brake pad, just pull it out of there. And don't worry about the wires. Okay, new pads. The one with the octopus goes in the back. Bolts are back from their vinegar bath, so we can put the whole thing back together finally. Okay, definitely a long day and a little bit unexpected, but we got a working air compressor out of it and a new DeWalt. So definitely do the other side tomorrow. It's hard to do the work in the dark, but yeah, full day's work. Let's get the other side tomorrow. It's a new day. The time is 11:24. I'm calling it 11:30. I want to have this car done by 12:30 we'll say. That gives me an hour to do one break. That should be easy. The only thing that's letting me down is if those damn bolts don't come off with that new ratchet. Also, look at this beautiful foliage that's going on up here in Vermont. You know, She's starting to look nice. The zucchini's growing. Good work environment out here. Let's do it. 1 hour. That's all I want to do on this thing. I'm pretty much done with it. Well, that was about 30 seconds per bolt as opposed to the other side, which took me, what was it, 4 hours total? Yeah, I'm glad I bought that. Let's compress the piston, put everything together. Wheels back on. This side was much easier. The DeWalt made quick work of it. And it's only 12 o'clock, so that took me half an hour as opposed to 7 hours on the other side. Let's go test it out, see if it works. I'll clean up my stuff. Well, it's all fixed up. Hit the brakes. No shake. All the lights are off. This is a 100% success, except for the brake light, which is on. I'll take the 3-for-1 trade though. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully I have another video next week. Like I said, maybe me versus, where should I go? I'll go this way. Me versus Alex's truck or something in my Tahoe. It'd be fun. But this was just, I needed to get this housekeeping out of the way, fix Jeb's car, fix this car, because my sister's driving it a bunch. She drives it like, I don't know, an hour a day, because she goes to a town pretty far away. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.